Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. The heat wave has arrived in Saskatchewan. 9 days after snow fell across southern and central Saskatchewan, temperatures are nearly 30 degrees higher in some places. With forecasts calling for daytime highs between 30 and 36, Environment Canada has issued heat warnings from Cold Lake in the northeast all the way to Estevan in the southeast. Temperatures are at least 10 degrees above seasonal norms, and the nighttime lows will linger into the mid and high teens, not leaving much of a break from the heat.
The major shift that has people kind of surprised at just how different this week is compared to the start of May.
The heat wave will peak on Thursday and Friday, with Environment Canada expecting to add more areas in the eastern part of the province to the heat warning as the week progresses. And with high temperatures in the forecast, the city of Prince Albert has declared a fire ban for all areas north of the river within city limits. Effective today at 2 p.m., the ban applies to Little Red River Park, Hazeldale, Nordale, and all properties east of Little Red River Park to city limits. No open fires are allowed, but for cooking and heating, people can use self-contained heaters, gas barbecues, propane fire pits, and charcoal in an approved fire pit. The ban does not affect recreational use of fire pits like the ones at Kinsman Park. South of the river, fires are allowed in accordance with city bylaw. Sort of nothing in between, eh, Jeff? We were, I think, like they said, 9 days ago, there was snow on the ground.
Exactly.
We're in the middle of a heat wave.
Yeah, study in contrast, no question about it, John. And as we make our way into the heart of the work week, temperatures, as you already mentioned, are getting very hot indeed. Some places down around, I'm talking about Swift Current, Moose Jaw areas, these places are going to be approaching 40 degrees later this week. So it's hot, and we seem to be in the bullseye of it here in Saskatchewan. But all in all, not a relatively quiet pattern, but with the daytime heating and whatever moisture there is out there, there's a possibility of some instability and tornadic activity, and some nasty storms could pop up here and there. And so we'll talk about those possibilities later on.
2 women from Denair Beach are using art to help them heal from the loss of their homes to last year's Wolf wildfires. They have pulled charred and molten artifacts from the ruins to create an art exhibit. The displays are supplemented by photographs and paintings from where the objects were found. The artworks are now on display at the Saskatchewan Legislative Building. The show is called Transformed by Fire.
You know, that Transformed by Fire sort of talks about the items in the fire that were changed and transformed, but it also talks about our lives that were transformed and changed, and our whole environment. Our homes, our forest, all the environment around us, it has changed.
The art show at the Cumberland Gallery inside the Saskatchewan Legislative Building is open to the public until the end of June. It's Saskatchewan Mining Week, and for the first time, cameras and journalists were welcomed inside Nutrien's pilot plant. Inside the Saskatoon facility, engineers and technicians test new technology and look for ways to make potash operations more efficient, cost-effective, and safe. The facility includes labs, testing areas, and workshops designed to improve the quality of potash used to produce fertilizer for farmers. The company says the work done here helps support all 6 of the company's potash mines right here in Saskatchewan.
So this space gives us the opportunity to de-risk projects. We can run experiments here, we can run mini circuits here without disrupting the operations, which can have real impacts if we shut down production, right? And so this is a safe space to test that kind of stuff and to do those projects.
At 24 to 25 million tons per year, nearly a third of the global share, Saskatchewan is the world's largest producer of potash. A new survey found nearly half of respondents in the prairies would skip a wedding in order to buy a home. Real estate company Royal LePage says out of about 1,700 adults surveyed across the country, 48% of respondents in Saskatchewan and Manitoba would skip a wedding or scale back to afford a down payment on a home. Of those already married, half said they would have significantly scaled back their weddings to put money toward a down payment. One Regina real estate agent says Saskatchewan generally has a seller's market compared to larger cities. Adding, with limited inventory, younger couples are finding themselves in bidding wars and facing higher than expected prices.
They're pushing the wedding date off to a further date, looking at purchasing the home first, and that down payment is the funds that they had saved for their wedding.
The survey also found a majority of respondents would rather receive money for a down payment on a home rather than traditional wedding gifts. A 20-year-old from Saskatoon is spending her summer break in Ukraine volunteering with a humanitarian aid group as the war with Russia continues and attacks across the country intensify. She says she's determined to help wherever she's needed the most. Taysa Rudy arrived in Ukraine earlier this month after saving up more than $5,000 to make the trip. The University of Saskatchewan sociology student is working with Ukrainian Patriot, an international aid organization founded by a woman from Saskatoon after the war began. One of Rudy's first assignments included helping care for pets abandoned during the war. Now in Kyiv, she keeps a go bag ready in case air raid sirens force her to take cover in a bomb shelter.
Wherever they need the help, whatever is coming up that week. Things also change, you know, with the war going on. You can't always predict everything that's going to happen. So things are always changing. So you go to where is most needed.
Rudy says seeing empty homes and displaced families has been emotional, but she remains committed to helping people who share her Ukrainian roots. She also hopes others will consider supporting humanitarian efforts through donations or volunteer work. A Saskatoon cat rescue recently received a potential life-saving gift. The Brooder 90 incubator system was recently donated to SOS Prairie Rescue by a resident who adopted a cat from the organization. In addition to helping cats suffering from smoke inhalation exposure, the incubator helps function on the machine can help some of the smallest and most vulnerable kittens who come through the rescue. The rescue president says as a volunteer-run group, resources like this go a long way.
So much of the time, the resources are dedicated to going right to the animal care versus having some of these expensive tools. So, you know, it really changes outcomes and supports us. And as caregivers, it makes this easier on us so we can be more effective and help more animals.
The Brooder 90 has already proved useful after SOS took in a litter of kittens suffering from smoke inhalation damage due to a recent apartment fire. Advocates rallied outside of Regina Police headquarters demanding greater justice in relation to multiple privacy breaches. Through an open letter and petition presented to the Regina Board of Police Commissioners, women and allies are calling for an independent review of the Regina Police Service following 3 separate cases involving breaches of trust, privacy, and inappropriate communications involving RPS members in the past few years. The call comes shortly after one RPS officer was charged under Saskatchewan's Privacy Act for accessing the personal information of 6 people on the RPS database.
It's not fair to the women who have been victimized by this, who are dealing with, I mean, I've met some of the victims. It is lifelong trauma.
We've all been notified that these cases need to be taken very seriously and that accessing information for not bona fide reasons will not be tolerated.
The Regina Board of Police Commissioners says its focus is to implement a number of actions over a period of time to build trust back between police and residents. The provincial NDP is calling for the Saskatchewan Rate Review Panel to scrap their review of a Sask Power rate increase application and start over. NDP MLA Elena Young says the rate review panel has not been provided with fully transparent and accurate information. The panel is currently accepting input from the public, but the deadline for that input is this Friday. Sask Power has already raised electricity rates by 3.9% on February 1st and wants to increase rates by another 3.9% next February. The NDP claims there's been political interference in the process and is calling for an independent energy regulator.
Every jurisdiction in Canada has an independent energy regulator. For this reason, they operate like quasi-judicial bodies. They can compel information, and utilities provide very clear information to these panels.
The The province says the Saskatchewan Rate Review Panel acts as an independent body that reviews proposed rate increases from Sask Energy, Sask Power, and SGI. The government also says the work of the panel ensures transparency and accountability. When we come back, a new children's show being produced right here in Saskatchewan. Hallie Mandrick finds out how the show teaches the next generation Nakota words and phrases.
Greetings, everyone. Indigenous languages are more than tools for communication. They're also used to express culture and a unique worldview. That's what a new show premiering this year hopes to showcase, bringing the Nakota language in a new, fun way to young viewers and young learners. CTV's Hallie Mandrick tells us more.
Nakon Ia. Speak Nakota.
Nakon Ia with Kushi is a new children's show intended to help restore the Nakota language, which has fewer than 100 fluent speakers left.
To help save and preserve the language as we're going, as well as to help pass it on. It's just incredibly important that we do this, and it starts in the home. It starts with children, with the generation that we have now, right?
Produced at Saskatoon's Bamboo Shoots, Nakon Ia with Kushi features knowledge keeper Teresa Owatch and her puppet companion Kushi, who speaks in Nakota. The 13-episode series is designed for kids aged 5 to 9, but Owatch says it's truly for the whole family.
For our language to survive, we need the parents to start bringing it into the homes and not just in the schools. We need it in the homes, and this is that opportunity to do that.
While Genero has worked on many TV shows and films throughout his career, a children's show is a first for the director, and he says a lot of attention has gone into the details.
I'm watching heavily on what that tone is, matching the tone from, the shot before, thinking about the next shot, making sure that, we have that tone. And I want the tone to be like a big, warm Nakota hug.
The director added that this project is a first of its kind.
It's all in Nakota. And you know how special that is, because I'm watching something that has never been done for the first time, right? And being able to direct that is such an honor.
Owatch says there's a lot of optimism behind this project.
We're hoping that this is gonna blow up the Nakota. We're hoping that every home and every child, whether you're First Nations, Mexican, Italian, that you're speaking the language. That's what we're hoping for.
Nakon Ia with Kushi is currently in production, and the team behind it is hopeful for the show to hit television screens this winter. For Indigenous Circle, I'm Hallie Mandrick.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
Jeff has the weather forecast. That's coming up right after this. And the widow of a firefighter calls for more protection for first responders. Jeff, we're going to play a game called Odds and Evens. Is the high tomorrow going to be an even number or an odd number?
Yeah, am I supposed to go outside of the lines? I'm going to go with, I can't remember, so I'm going to say it's going to be even.
Well, I'm going odd then. Okay. What do we got?
Well, we'll wait and see. It's like what can tell you, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot right across the province, and the rest of the week, certainly the work week, looks like it's staying hot. And the potential for thunderstorms is there. We'll talk about that later on. So right now, we still have some things sort of popping up along because of the daytime heating, sort of like across Alberta into parts of southwestern Saskatchewan, into northern Montana and parts of the North Dakota areas. But for the most part, we are dealing with just, hot conditions, and that tends to be the most significant part of the situation. You can certainly see there's a ridge area there, and that's why these storms are just moving up over and around. They're not coming close to us at all, at least in terms of the organized situations with regards to possible precipitation. Now, let's take a look and see what we've got going on with our Futurecast. The computer modeling indicating these pressure lines really not gapping all that much, so they're really staying tight, and when they're close together like that, that means it's going to be be windy. So yes, we do have some very windy conditions as we roll into the next 24 hours. So overnight tonight, clear or clearing skies for the most part in the Prince Albert region. And we've got ourselves 13 for an overnight temperature in Spiritwood, 15 in the Battlefords, 12 in Candle Lake, the same for Birch Hills, 13 for the overnight temperature in Rostern, dropping down to 11 in Nipawin, and 12 for Melfort and area. Tomorrow, yeah, that's right. Everybody on this part of our map is at 30 or hotter. It's 30 for Spiritwood with mainly cloudy skies. The winds pick up in the Battlefords region. It'll still be mainly sunny, but it's going to be quite windy there. Wind gusts up around 60 clicks. 32 degrees, 31 for Candle Lake and Birch Hills and Rostern. And for Nipawin and Melfort, daytime highs are expected to hit 30 big degrees. Nipawin, just a few clouds, but for the most part, mainly sunny conditions there and lots of sunshine in the Melfort region. Now let's take a closer look at what's going on for Prince Albert. So tonight dropping down to 12 degrees, mainly clear skies, a few clouds out there. Winds out of the southeast 30, gusting to 50. And then as we roll into tomorrow, the winds pick up just a little bit. So windy conditions prevail, mainly sunny conditions, and we've got ourselves 31 degrees for a daytime high. And here's the 7-day forecast, and it's hot. 36, I know, on Thursday, 34 on Friday, 31 on Saturday, 29 on Sunday. Then it cools off to more seasonal values, 21 degrees on Monday. And 1 week from today, we've got mainly cloudy skies and 18 degrees. And 18 is a little bit below seasonal, but I suspect people will see that as a bit of a relief.
Yeah, that'll be welcome after all those 30s. And I've already forgotten who was odd and who was even, but it looks like it could.
I think I went even, and so it's 31. So you win. You win the big prize.
Potentially. Well, let's keep an eye on the thermometer.
Exactly.
If you see it go higher, give us a photo. There you go.
Sure.
Well, there's an odd transition, Jeff. Well, now time for a less odd transition. The Saskatchewan Roughriders lost a few key players from their defense in the offseason, but one player remains in a new position coaching the defensive line.
Always been a leader every room, so for me, that's the easy part, that's the natural part.
Micah Johnson played on the Riders D-line for 5 seasons. He says the transition from player to coach has been seamless, but there are still a few things that need adjusting to.
The preseason game, you know, he's still got his headphones in, like he's getting hyped still, like, hey, you ain't playing, you know, so, but that's just who he's always been and how he is, and that's how his group's going to be wired.
It's a lot of little things like that I got to break myself of, right, just that energy before games, just like, yeah, you can chill out, right, all you're going to be doing is signaling.
Along with Johnson, Malik Carney, and Shane Ray have left. The Rough Riders need one of their rookies to assume the role, like Desmond Evans, who picked up a sack over the weekend. Evans says he had almost given up hope on professional football after it didn't pan out in the NFL, but the Riders kept calling.
Didn't know if I was going to play football or not. Like I told my guy right here, I got a call. It was calling me nonstop, right? And then I just, decided, hey, let me get another shot. I'm only 23 years old. Just another opportunity to play football again. I said the last time I stopped playing football, it was like a deciding, like, I'm going to get a chance to play football again or not.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
A widow from New Brunswick is sharing her story after her husband's death from cancer after a long firefighting career. The job carries a higher risk of cancer than other professions, and she's calling for better protection for first responders. Laura Brown reports.
Firefighting brought them together. A Miss Fredericton pageant where the city's firefighters were asked to escort the contestants.
We kind of both knew that we wanted to stick together.
Ken Jenkins had 4 loves of his life, his wife Joni, their 2 boys, and firefighting. His career spanned 30-some years. His battle with cancer, 7 months.
I did say once, the career Ken loved is going to kill him.
Ken Jenkins died at 63 from a brain tumor known as a glioblastoma. It's assumed his time as a firefighter is what caused the cancer, which is why his passing is recognized as a line-of-duty death.
It wasn't until we did a deep dive on it that we realized what the beast we were facing.
Cancer is killing our firefighters.
A firefighter for 25 years and counting, Barry Durling feels it's only a matter of time before he's diagnosed. Firefighters have a 9% higher risk of cancer than the general public and is 14% more likely of dying from it. In the last decade, 31 New Brunswick firefighters have died in the line of duty. 29 were due to cancer.
Our turnout gear is laced with forever chemicals, PFAS, and they're absorbing through our skin when we sweat and getting into our bloodstream, causing cancer.
The Fredericton Department has committed to buying its 120 members chemical-free gear by next year. But Durling feels New Brunswick needs to recognize more cancers as occupational illnesses. Right now, the province lists 10. In Nova Scotia, it's 20. Joni is hoping for that change so more families get to see their heroes live longer. She says Ken's kindness and service is now his legacy.
Right about now, I think the world needs a little more of that.
Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
Well, Jeff, if you've been saving up your allowance for a couple of weeks, I know what you can spend it on. Ferrari has just unveiled its first ever fully electric car. The Ferrari Luce looks a little different from your typical Ferrari, and it's a bit divisive, with some people calling it straight to the junkyard trash. Others, though, have said the design is a masterclass. Other luxury car makers like Lamborghini and Porsche have scaled back EV plans recently, but Ferrari executives are optimistic about this one. And your thoughts, Jeff?
Hey, how fast does it go? First of all, I don't think it looks that great or that unique, but how fast can it go? That's all I care. It's a Ferrari.
That stat I didn't look up. I looked up the sticker price, $640,000 US. That's $884,000 Canadian. You could buy a yacht for less, Jeff.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you could.